Wrestlemania is the biggest show of the wrestling year, and with most wrestlers in the company, it's their chance to make a Wrestlemania moment, so they'll work hard for that achievement. Opportunities like being in the main event don't just fall in your lap. Wrestlers bust their ass for years to get that kind of spot. Just look at Kofi Kingston and Becky Lynch. There are some wrestlers, however, who belong to a very small group, where all Wrestlemania is a payday to them, and they actually couldn't care less. The Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar could be a member of that group, as he's arguably a wrestler who just wants to do his job, collect a paycheck and go straight home, and that was his attitude going into WrestleMania this year. Of course, take all of these rumors with the proverbial pinch of salt, but Wrestling Insider Slice Wrestling tweeted, Brock Lesnar was another WWE star who had an incident at WrestleMania. He showed up late and demanded to go on last when he couldn't. He proceeded to cuss out Vince McMahon and demanded to go on first. Brock left the stadium via helicopter immediately after his match. There was no doubt a change in plan for the match schedule, as after Alexa Bliss and Hulk Hogan opened up Mania as its host, you couldn't help but see Hogan looking a little puzzled to see Paul Heyman walking down to the ring. The Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer reported, "Believe it or not, the show had already started. They rearranged the order of the show that the Universal title match would go on after they had already started. It was actually 5:30 local time before the switch was made to put them on first. Hogan, when he was doing his promo, had no idea what Paul Heyman was doing when he was walking out, because when Hogan was told what he was supposed to do, his little shtick that wasn't gonna happen, and I guess nobody told him that they had switched it." The original plan going into Mania was to have AJ Styles vs Randy Orton as the opening match, but that happened later on in the night, even though many fans in attendance didn't get to see it. There seems to be an annual trend between Vince and Lesnar at WrestleMania, always getting into spats with each other backstage. You might recall that footage was released this year of Lesnar throwing the Universal Championship at Vince, who was at gorilla position, and Vince retaliating back by shouting "asshole" back to him. In our opinion, whether this is true or not, Vince made the right decision of having these two go on first, as by the time it was planned to go on, just before the main event, fatigue would have ultimately set in with the crowd and they wouldn't have given a damn about it. Vince should just do away with Lesnar at this point. As we mentioned in our previous videos, Brock isn't even a draw, yet he's paid millions to work only a handful of matches each year. This is money and time that should be invested into other rising stars, those who actually bust their butts every day in the company. But what do you guys think of it? Also yesterday, reports flooded in of Sasha Banks being unhappy in the WWE, as she was blindsided by a change of plans which involved the two losing the belts to the Iconics. Banks assumed that they would be having a lengthy reign with the belts due to their work ethic, wrestling extra matches on NXT and SmackDown Live. As a result of the change in plan, she wanted to quit, but WWE instead sent her home to think things over before she made any rash decision. It's been reported that Bayley agreed with Banks and was said to be unhappy with the change. As a result, Banks missed Raw and cancelled her appearance on the Wendy Williams show. But further reports of the two's backstage behaviour has been told by wrestling journalist Ryan Satin, who tweeted, "Heard from a few sources now saying Sasha Banks and Bayley were lying on the floor of the locker room on Sunday and back at the hotel in front of one of their rooms, loudly making it known they were unhappy about losing the tag titles." He added, "This info is from 4 different sources I've spoken with the past day, all independent from each other and all came to me about it, not the other way around." Whilst this behaviour is totally unacceptable and this whole drama of Sasha Banks has taken away the Iconics WrestleMania moment, it might be utter nonsense. Again, we urge you to take these rumours with a pinch of salt and to not shoot the messenger, but right after the match, photos have surfaced of Banks and Bayley looking happy as they watch from the audience. So at this point, who knows what to believe? Is Banks really unhappy? Well, she has removed all mentions of WWE on her Twitter account and has started following All Elite Wrestling, but that doesn't necessarily indicate she's leaving. For what it's worth, Slice Wrestling recently tweeted, "Exclusive, Sasha Banks has requested her release from WWE and an emergency meeting at WWE offices is taking place to figure out a way to get her to stay. At the moment, Sasha wants nothing to do with WWE and would like out." But what do you guys think of this? Is it all hype? Has info just snowballed out of control? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.